There are words that can make a woman pause, smile, and feel something deep she never expected. Not because they flatter her beauty, but because they touch the hidden places in her heart that few men ever reach. A single compliment, delivered with the right awareness, can spark fascination, trust, even desire. The truth is, women secretly crave a kind of recognition that goes far beyond "you're beautiful." Once you know how to speak to that craving, you'll discover a power that transforms every interaction. And that power is in your words. Number 1. Compliment on her resilience. There is a compliment that almost no woman hears, yet it is one of the most powerful acknowledgments you can give: admiring her resilience. Most men notice beauty, charm, or kindness. Very few notice the strength it takes for a woman to endure setbacks, push through difficulties, and keep her spirit intact. And yet, deep down, women secretly crave to be recognized not only as delicate, but as strong in ways that go beyond appearances. Resilience is not about never struggling. It is about facing challenges, bending without breaking, and rising again even when the weight of life tries to crush you. Many women quietly carry heavy responsibilities, from career pressures to family struggles to personal disappointments, while still managing to smile, to care, and to move forward. When a man notices this and says, "I admire how you handled that situation. You didn't let it defeat you," the impact is enormous. It tells her you see more than the surface. You see the fighter beneath. Why does this matter so much? Because society often praises women for their beauty or nurturing side, but rarely for their inner toughness. Women themselves sometimes doubt whether their struggles are even visible to others. By pointing out her resilience, you are validating the hidden battles she fights every day. You are saying, "I respect the strength you don't always show, but I know it's there." That recognition can make her feel more valued than 100 compliments about her looks. Psychologically, this works because resilience is tied to dignity. A woman who feels her strength is acknowledged doesn't just feel attractive. She feels respected. Respect is a deeper form of validation than admiration. It says she is not just pleasing to the eye, but worthy of honor. And when a woman feels respected, her bond with the man who gave that respect becomes unshakable. But the key is authenticity. A vague comment like, "You're strong," is too shallow. She has to feel that you genuinely noticed something specific. For example, "I know last week was tough for you, but the way you stayed calm and still supported others was amazing." Or, "I admire how you turned that setback into motivation. Not everyone could do that." These words cut straight to her heart because they prove you were paying attention. Another benefit of complimenting resilience is that it flips the usual script. Instead of treating her like someone who needs constant saving or protecting, you acknowledge her as a warrior in her own right. This does not diminish your role as a man. In fact, it elevates it. Because a strong man is not threatened by a strong woman. He celebrates it. So the next time you see a woman push through adversity, don't let it go unnoticed. Tell her you respect the strength it took. Let her know that her ability to keep going, to rise again, inspires you. Because when you compliment a woman's resilience, you are not just flattering her, you are honoring her. And that is a compliment she will treasure far more than any comment about her beauty. Number 2, intelligence and sharpness. When most men think of giving a compliment to a woman, their mind automatically goes to her physical beauty. They say things like, "You're so pretty," "You look amazing tonight," or "That dress really suits you." And while these words may sound flattering, They barely scratch the surface of what a woman truly craves deep inside. Beauty is something she already hears about from friends, family, or even strangers on social media. What she secretly desires, but rarely receives, is a compliment that acknowledges her intelligence and sharpness. Why is this so powerful? Because for a woman, being admired for her mind means you see beyond her looks. It signals that you notice the way she thinks, the way she solves problems, the way she navigates the world with wit and awareness. Most men never bother to look deeper than the surface. They stop at the obvious. But when you pay attention to her mental qualities, you separate yourself instantly from the crowd. She will remember you, not as another guy who noticed her beauty, but as the rare man who recognized her brilliance. For example, imagine she shares her opinion during a conversation about work, politics, or even something as simple as solving a small problem in daily life. Most men might nod politely, and then steer the topic back to themselves. But if you stop, look at her, and say with genuine admiration, "The way you explained that was so clear. You have a talent for seeing things other people would miss." That single sentence can leave a lasting impression. It makes her feel valued in a way that transcends surface-level attraction. Psychologically, this works because intelligence is tied to a woman's sense of identity. Physical beauty may attract admiration, but it is fleeting and often compared to others. Intelligence, on the other hand, is unique, personal, and deeply tied to her self-worth. When you highlight this, you are not only giving her validation, you are affirming something she already suspects, but longs to have confirmed. That her mind is sharp, her thoughts are meaningful, and her perspective is rare. The beauty of this compliment is that it cannot be faked or delivered carelessly. Women have a natural radar for insincerity. If you throw out generic lines like, "Wow, you're so smart," without context, it will fall flat. But when you point to a specific action, a choice of words, or the way she connected two ideas, it becomes real. She feels seen. She feels understood. And that feeling creates attraction on a level that goes far beyond looks. In truth, this type of compliment also positions you as a man of depth. Most guys who focus only on appearances reveal that they are shallow and predictable. But a man who notices intellect reveals himself as attentive, selective, and confident enough to admire qualities that others ignore. That is magnetic. So the next time you want to compliment a woman, don't rush to tell her she looks beautiful. She has heard it 1,000 times before. Instead, pay attention to her words, her ideas, her decisions. Then give her the rare gift of recognition. "I love the way your mind works." That compliment may seem simple, but for a woman, it is a secret craving. And when she receives it, she will never forget the man who gave it. Number 3. Unique style. Most men think a compliment has to revolve around how attractive a woman looks at that very moment. They focus on her body, her hair, or the cut of her dress. But what they overlook is one of the deepest forms of recognition: complimenting her sense of style. Style is not just about fashion. It is about how she expresses herself, her taste, and her ability to present her inner world through outer choices. When you tell a woman, "You look pretty," it is nice but generic. Anyone could say that, and in fact, she has probably heard it dozens of times. But when you say, "I love how you put that outfit together," the colors really reflect your energy. You are not just noticing her looks. You are acknowledging her effort, her creativity, and her individuality. That is a compliment that penetrates deeper than the surface. Why does this matter so much? Because women invest time, thought, and emotion into how they present themselves. Every detail, the shade of lipstick, the type of shoes, the accessories, is chosen to communicate something about who they are. For a woman, style is a silent language. When a man notices it, he is essentially saying, "I see the message you are sending, and I appreciate it." This creates a bond that feels personal and intimate. Think about it. Anyone can admire beauty, but it takes attentiveness to admire taste. When you compliment her style, you are signaling that you are observant, detail-oriented, and not shallow. You separate yourself instantly from the crowd of men who rely on lazy, predictable lines. She thinks to herself, "He really notices me, not just my body." That thought alone makes her feel special in your presence. Psychologically, a compliment on style validates a woman's identity. Unlike beauty, which is largely genetic and outside her control, style is something she creates. It reflects her decisions, her effort, her imagination. By recognizing it, you are confirming her power to shape her image, and that makes her feel admired on a deeper level, not just for what she was born with, but for what she built. But here is the key. The compliment must be specific. If you just say, "Nice outfit," it will not have much weight. But if you notice how she mixes casual and elegant, or how her accessories match her personality, the compliment becomes meaningful. For example, "I like how your necklace ties the whole look together." It shows you pay attention to details. That kind of observation makes her feel truly seen. Another advantage of this type of compliment is that it naturally flirts without being obvious. By talking about her style, you avoid sounding needy or sexual, yet you still create intimacy. It shows you are paying attention in a respectful but intriguing way. She feels attractive without feeling objectified, and that balance is rare, which is exactly why it works. So the next time you are with a woman, resist the urge to repeat the cliché, "You're beautiful." Instead, let your eyes wander not just over her beauty, but over her expression of identity through style. Then tell her what you notice. Because when you compliment a woman's style, you are not just flattering her appearance. You are appreciating her as an artist, a creator, and a unique individual. That kind of compliment stays with her long after the night is over. Number 4, the emotional impact on you. One of the most overlooked compliments a man can give a woman is not about her looks, not about her clothes, not even about her achievements, but about how she makes him feel. Women secretly crave to know that their presence has an emotional impact on the people around them, especially on the man they are interested in. More than being admired, they want to feel that they matter, that they can influence someone's inner world. Imagine telling a woman, "I always feel calm when I'm around you," or "You make everything feel lighter, even when the day is stressful." Those words are powerful because they shift the focus away from her external qualities and onto her effect on you. Instead of being reduced to what she looks like, she becomes meaningful for what she creates in you. That is a level of recognition that very few men ever give. Why is this so effective? Because at her core, a woman wants to be more than attractive. She wants to be unforgettable. And what makes someone unforgettable is not beauty alone, but the emotions they awaken in others. When you compliment the emotional state she brings out in you, you are essentially saying, "You have power over my inner world, and I appreciate it." That acknowledgement validates her in a way that cuts deeper than any surface-level praise. From a psychological perspective, this works because women are natural empathizers. They are tuned into emotions, theirs and others. When you articulate the feelings she stirs in you, You are mirroring back her influence, giving her proof that she is seen not just as an object of attraction, but as a source of emotional connection. That makes her feel significant, irreplaceable. But there is an art to delivering this compliment. It cannot be vague or generic. If you simply say, "You make me happy," it may sound shallow or rehearsed. Instead, be specific about the exact emotion she creates. For example, "Talking to you makes me feel recharged, like my energy comes back after a long day." Or, "When you smile, I can't help but smile too. It's contagious." These are vivid and personal. They paint a picture of her impact, making the compliment memorable. Another reason this type of compliment is so powerful is because it flips the script. Most women are used to men trying to impress them, trying to show how interesting they are. But when you admit that she has an effect on you, you are showing vulnerability in a controlled way. You're not saying she controls you completely, but you are revealing that she touches your emotions. That kind of honesty feels rare, and rare things create value. Finally, this approach distinguishes you from men who only see women through the lens of physical attraction. Complimenting her emotional impact says, "I notice more than your body. I notice your soul." And for many women, that is the ultimate craving, to be cherished for the unseen qualities that make them who they are. So next time you want to leave a lasting impression, forget the overused lines about beauty or charm. Look inward. Ask yourself, what do I actually feel when I'm with her? Then tell her. Because when a woman hears that she makes you calmer, happier, lighter, or more inspired, she doesn't just feel attractive. She feels unforgettable. And that is exactly what she secretly longs for. Number 5. Uniqueness and irreplaceability. The deepest compliment you can give a woman is not about her beauty, her intelligence, or even her energy. Those are powerful, yes, but the ultimate recognition she secretly craves is this: to be told she is unique and irreplaceable. Every woman, no matter how confident she appears, carries a quiet fear of being just another one in a man's life. To hear that she stands out, that there is something about her that cannot be found anywhere else, strikes directly at the core of her desire for significance. When you say to a woman, "I've never met anyone who thinks the way you do," or "the way you see the world is unlike anyone else I've ever known," you are giving her more than a compliment. You are giving her validation of her individuality. You are telling her she is not replaceable, not forgettable, not ordinary. That is intoxicating. It elevates her sense of worth and makes her feel truly seen. Why does this matter so much? Because women live in a world of constant comparison. Social media, beauty standards, competition at work, even the subtle rivalries among friends. Everything around them whispers, "You're not special enough." When you cut through all of that noise with a statement that affirms her uniqueness, you are giving her what no makeup, no fashion, no achievement can provide: the reassurance that she is one of a kind. Psychologically, this is tied to the human need for significance, but it is especially powerful for women because of the way they bond emotionally. A man may want to be respected, but a woman wants to be cherished. And to be cherished means not being lumped together with everyone else. It means being recognized as rare. When you give her that recognition, you trigger both her pride and her attachment. She not only feels valued, but she begins to value you for being the one who noticed. But here's the catch: this compliment must be authentic. If you say it lightly, she will dismiss it as flattery. Women are highly sensitive to insincerity. The way to make it real is to point out the exact quality that makes her stand out. For example, I love how you connect ideas that don't seem related. It's something I've never seen anyone else do. Or, there's a warmth in the way you listen that makes people open up. It's rare. By grounding your words in specific observations, you transform what could have been cliché into something unforgettable. Another reason this compliment works so well is that it creates emotional security. When a woman feels irreplaceable, she feels safe in the bond. She knows she is not in competition with others in your eyes. That safety allows her to relax, open up, and deepen her connection with you. In a world that constantly pressures her to compete, your words become a sanctuary. So, the next time you want to leave a mark on a woman's heart, don't stop at calling her beautiful, smart, or charming. Look for the trait, the habit, the perspective that makes her unlike anyone else you've known. Then say it, because when a woman hears that she is not just attractive, but irreplaceable, she feels the kind of recognition she secretly longs for most, and she will never forget the man who gave it to her. At the end of the day, the compliments that truly touch a woman's heart are never the obvious ones. They are the words that go beyond beauty, beyond appearance, and into the essence of who she is. When you learn to notice and express these deeper truths, you unlock a side of attraction that most men will never even come close to. And that is exactly what makes you unforgettable. So take this with you. Don't just speak to a woman's ears, speak to her soul. The men who dare to compliment at that level are the men women cannot forget. If this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's the most powerful compliment you've ever given or received? Share it in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else today. And if you found value here, don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend who needs to hear it, and of course, subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on new insights. Together, we're building a place where men and women learn not just to connect, but to truly understand each other. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come.